The arrest of former Philippine President Rodrigo Duterte on March 12, 2025, sent shockwaves through the nation and the international community. Duterte was apprehended at Manila's International Airport upon returning from a trip to Hong Kong. He was immediately transferred to the custody of the International Criminal Court in The Hague. The ICC had issued a warrant for Duterte's arrest, charging him with crimes against humanity. These charges stem from his brutal war on drugs campaign during his presidency from 2016 to 2022. The arrest marked a stunning fall from grace for the once popular leader. Duterte, known for his fiery rhetoric and authoritarian style, had cultivated a strongman image. He had vowed to eradicate drug use in the Philippines, even if it meant resorting to extrajudicial killings. His campaign resulted in the deaths of thousands of Filipinos, sparking widespread condemnation from human rights groups. The ICC's decision to pursue charges against Duterte is a watershed moment in the fight against impunity. It sends a clear message that even heads of state are not above the law. The arrest has also ignited a fierce debate in the Philippines and beyond about justice, accountability, and the legacy of Duterte's rule. The arrest has thrown Philippine politics into turmoil, with supporters of Duterte vowing to fight the charges and critics demanding justice for the victims of the drug war. The international community is closely watching the developments, with many hoping that Duterte's trial will serve as a deterrent to future atrocities. Rodrigo Duterte's presidency will forever be intertwined with his notorious war on drugs. When he assumed office in 2016, Duterte promised to eradicate illegal drugs within 6 months. He launched a nationwide crackdown, encouraging police and vigilantes to use lethal force against suspected drug users and dealers. The results were devastating. Official government figures acknowledge over 6,000 deaths during police operations. However, human rights groups estimate the true death toll to be significantly higher, possibly reaching 30,000. The campaign was marked by widespread allegations of extrajudicial killings, forced disappearances, and other human rights abuses. The brutality of the drug war drew international condemnation. The ICC launched a preliminary examination in 2016, and in 2018, the Philippines withdrew from the court in an attempt to shield Duterte from prosecution. However, the ICC maintains jurisdiction over crimes committed during the country's membership. Duterte's supporters argue that the drug war was necessary to restore order and that he enjoyed widespread public support. They point to a decrease in crime rates during his presidency. However, critics contend that the human cost was unjustifiable and that the campaign targeted the poor and marginalized. The arrest of Rodrigo Duterte presents a unique challenge for the International Criminal Court. The Philippines' withdrawal from the ICC in 2019 raises questions about the court's jurisdiction. However, the ICC maintains that it retains jurisdiction over crimes committed during the country's membership period. This means that the court can investigate and prosecute crimes committed in the Philippines between 2011 and 2019, when the country was a state party to the Rome Statute, the treaty that established the ICC. Duterte and his legal team have vowed to challenge the ICC's jurisdiction. They argue that the Philippines has a functioning judicial system and that Duterte should be tried in his own country, if at all. They also claim that the ICC's arrest warrant is politically motivated and violates Philippine sovereignty. The ICC, however, maintains that it has a mandate to investigate and prosecute crimes against humanity when national courts are unwilling or unable to do so. The court points to the lack of progress in domestic investigations into the drug war killings as evidence that the Philippine justice system is unable to deliver justice. The outcome of the jurisdictional battle will have significant implications for the future of the ICC. If the court is successful in asserting its jurisdiction, it will send a strong message that states cannot escape accountability for grave crimes by simply withdrawing from the court. However, if Duterte prevails, it could weaken the ICC's authority and embolden other states to ignore its rulings. The arrest of Rodrigo Duterte has thrown Philippine politics into uncharted territory. The country is now at a crossroads, grappling with the legacy of Duterte's rule and the potential for justice and accountability. The arrest has also exposed deep divisions within Philippine society, with Duterte retaining a significant base of support despite the allegations against him. Duterte's supporters have denounced the arrest as an assault on Philippine sovereignty and an attempt to undermine his legacy. They argue that he should be tried in the Philippines, if at all, and that the ICC has no right to interfere in the country's affairs. Some supporters have even called for the Philippines to withdraw from the United Nations, which established the ICC. On the other hand, human rights advocates and victims' families have welcomed the arrest as a long-overdue step towards justice. They hope that Duterte's trial will shed light on the atrocities committed during the drug war and hold those responsible accountable. They also see the arrest as an opportunity for the Philippines to confront its culture of impunity and strengthen its democratic institutions. The arrest has also raised concerns about the future of human rights in the Philippines. Duterte's successor, Ferdinand Marcos Jr., has been criticized for his own human rights record and his close ties to the Duterte family. It remains to be seen whether Marcos will cooperate with the ICC's investigation or continue to shield Duterte from prosecution.